Hello, everybody, and welcome again to Inside Panther Football with Coach Scott Neathery. I'm Grant Merrill along with you, and we will talk about the Texarkana Razorbacks and a two-day event with the Sheridan Yellow Jackets when we come back right here on Inside Panther Football from Saline247.com. Now this for Everett Buick GMC.
The all-new 2015 GMC Yukon is perfect for a family on the go, with seating for up to 9 passengers. Yukon's bold new design and great new features like flat folding rear seats and the latest technology make any trip easy. Whether you're traveling across the country or just across town, you'll love the all-new 2015 Yukon from Everett. Come see us at your family-owned, customer-friendly dealer, Everett Buick GMC, I-30 at the Alcoa exit.
Well, the Texarkana Razorbacks are in town this week. No Big Jake's barbecue for any of us since we're not going on the road, but we get to play in the Palace on the Parkway, and it is a big, big game. But first of all, Coach, let's talk about that two-day event last week in Sheridan. I didn't think ever that I would see a game go into Saturday morning and be delayed until 11 o'clock and have to get things. That's the first time that's ever happened that I can remember in all of my time broadcasting or watching high school football. And weather kind of presented some extraordinary situations, but you got it done.
Yeah, it's the first time I've been involved in a game like that before as well. We wanted to try to wait it out. We wanted to get it over with, to be honest with you. And at the time, boy, we were playing good football at the time. And but, you know, it just is what it is. I had to come back the next day, which was a weird deal to, you know, bring the kids home, try to get them all to bed, get everything put up, get them all to bed, get everything washed, and then get up and get back and playing at 11 o'clock. Kind of felt like a future Panther game or a JV game or something, getting started, going again. But kudos to our guys, our kids for, you know, getting out there and getting revved up again and playing a pretty good ball game.
You know, that's a situation that could pretty easily knock you guys off balance, not expecting to, you know, have to spend the night or sleep or have a 12-hour break between periods of play. But, I mean, you guys really had it together. And, you know, for to their credit, I think Sheridan, it didn't seem to faze them either. Everybody just kind of came back and did what they did.
Yeah, I think Sheridan came back a little more fired up for some reason. They were actually playing better the second day. And then our guys, you know, it's just tough coming home and then, like I said, getting everything washed up and then getting revved up to play a game, and then all of a sudden, you know, you don't have any of the festivities starting out. I mean, you just line up on the 49, start playing where you left off. It's a weird deal. But, you know, we played well. The one thing that hurts us is we got some guys hurt just right off the bat. You know, we come back and then all of a sudden, you know, Casey Green hurts his back, and then Shamlin hurts his ankle, and Lucas Davis gets as soon as he gets out there, he gets a dislocated elbow. So, you know, those kind of things you face when all of a sudden you just come back and start playing cold turkey, you know.
Well, and then on Saturday it was kind of different because we had so many sporting events going on with the Benton School District. We didn't even have our own trainer, having to rely on other resources, and but everybody got it done.
Right, and well, the reason Mike wasn't there, our trainer wasn't there, is that he was at his grandmother's funeral. So that's pretty. Yes, that happens. I know he'd be at football if no matter what sporting event was going on. So, but yeah, we had to use Sheridan's trainer, and it was just, you know, it was a mess. But you know what? We came out with a big W, so we're happy about it.
Well, I know that, you know, we had some people that really stepped up. I know, you know, Grayson Morrow was in there. You had a couple of others that, you know, aren't usually called on that with the injuries stepped up and played some good ball.
Yeah, and we got total confidence in those guys. Hunter Howe stepped up and played for Casey Green, and Grayson Morrow came in, made a couple good catches for us. And, you know, we got all the confidence in the world in those guys. It's just you never know when your name's going to get called. And you got to be ready to play, and we expect you to play at a high level. And I thought they did a good job.
Undefeated to this point, you know, I know that's got to feel really good to have some of those games behind you, but it doesn't get any easier from here.
No, it doesn't. We just get harder as we go. We're playing Texarkana this week. And Texarkana, boy, they've been Murderers Row starting out. They've played Pine Bluff, El Dorado, and Lake Hamilton already. So I know they're looking at this game saying, hey, we can win this game. So that's what we're making sure that our boys are ready to go, ready to play. And I really feel like it's going to be the toughest game we've played since Bryant. As far as speed goes, they're fast. Running back, I believe, is conference champion in the 100-meter last year. So, man, well, we're going to face a challenge. So we got to get ready to play.
Well, you know, I know one of the things, some of the outside influences that have been coming through this week is that, you know, there is some attention on Benton from the statewide ratings. I think Rex Nelson had you at number 2 in the 6A and number 9 in the state overall. And kind of got to, I know you've kind of got to keep the kids focused when they end up reading that stuff or seeing it on our website or wherever else. You know, I know you've kind of got to rein them in at times.
Yeah, we do. But I'd much rather have to do that than be on the flip side of it, Grant. I mean, this is what you're playing for, and this is what we're trying to build a program to where our expectations high around here. We want the community's expectation high, we want the team's expectation high. But at the end of the day, it's hard work that gets you there. So you got to continue to work hard, and it's okay to be confident. I want our guys to be confident. But I don't want to be cocky, and I don't want them to overlook anybody. And there's, you know, you watch film on Texarkana, you're not going to overlook them. They're a good football team. They have had a tough schedule. And again, I know they're looking at this game saying, "Hey, we can get a win right here." And we need to be saying the same thing. We need to make sure that we play tough and play a good ball game.
All right, well, we will be back to talk about Texarkana and the Razorbacks coming into town when we get back from this commercial break. You're watching Inside Panther Football on Saline247.com, presented by Everett Buick GMC. The Saline County Boys and Girls Club, making a difference in the lives of our children one child at a time. From after-school programs to summer camps, homework help, and just plain fun. The Saline County Boys and Girls Club, an organization we can all be proud of. They leave our children inspired one child at a time. The Saline County Boys and Girls Club. Visit them on the web at www.scbgclub.com. The Saline County Boys and Girls Club. Well, Coach, for an Arkansas guy like me, there's only a few times that I ever root against the Razorbacks, and tomorrow night's one of them because it's the Razorbacks from Texarkana. And, you know, like you were saying in the earlier segment, they're still looking for a win after getting their Murderers Row schedule complete. You know, had a pretty competitive game against El Dorado last week. What are you watching on film, and what is Texarkana bringing to the table that's going to be the biggest thing you have circled?
Well, they're bringing defense for sure. Their front seven's as good as we've played. They've scored most of their points this season. They've scored on defense and special teams. So they got some cats that can roll on that side of the ball and on special teams. And so offensively, we got to be smart with what we do. Again, their offense has struggled just a little bit. They're playing 2 quarterbacks, but all it takes is their tailback to get in open space, and he's gone. Last week he had 130-something yards rushing. So we got to make sure that we can stop the run, but they can throw the ball a little bit as well. So it's a complete team, and, man, I keep saying this. We've got to make sure that we play well and mistake-free to win the ball game. And, man, I see it as a fight all the way to the finish. And, you know, if it gets down to that, I feel good about our guys fighting and overcoming and doing that type of stuff and winning the ball game. But it's going to be a hard-fought game.
One thing about Texarkana that never seems to change is their speed.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They've always got speed. Even, you know, last couple of years, you know, we were fortunate enough to beat them pretty good, but they still had speed and they still scare you to death. This year, they're not making as many mistakes as what they did the last couple of years, and that's how we were able to beat them the last couple of years. They made the mistakes. So this year, they're not doing that. They're more of a complete team this year, and you know, they're definitely going to have speed.
You look at them this year and us last year. You know, last year it was us trying to get that big monumental win, and we went down to Texarkana and did it. Now this year it's Texarkana trying to come to get Benton to get that milestone win for their season. So that, you know, for them last year it was dangerous, and we ended up winning that. And I know for us this year, you're probably thinking danger pretty high.
Yeah, we're definitely thinking that. And last week against El Dorado, they were ahead of El Dorado at halftime. Then El Dorado pulled it out in the second half. But they always play El Dorado tough. They beat them last year, if you remember. And then we went down there and beat them. But shoot, yeah, they're thinking they're going to come in here and take one from us. So we better be ready to go. They're not a bad football team.
Okay, you highlighted earlier, of course, Family Practice Associates, the sponsor of our injury update. Let's talk a little more about the injuries that we have going into tomorrow night, or the guys that went down last week. What are they looking like?
Well, Casey Green is day-to-day. He's practiced a little bit, has not been in any contact at all. He's got a lower back bruised, just kind of tweaked his back a little bit, been going to physical therapy and just kind of jogging through some routes, catching balls. Chase Shamlin, he's got a high ankle sprain that happened early on Saturday morning, if you remember. And, man, that's a tough injury for a good hard running back like he is.
Yeah, that was like first thing out.
I know, tell me about it. So we started shuffling guys around and doing stuff. Hopefully this week we got a good plan with our personnel. We're going to bring Julius Lewis over and let him run the ball a little bit, play that B-back position a little bit for us. So hopefully we've got a good plan. I think we do. And we're just going to have to move some guys around, shuffle them around, depending on what plays we're running.
You know, Julius Lewis is a guy that you haven't utilized every game, but when you have utilized him, he's gotten the job done.
Sure, and he was a guy that's moved in from Subiaco, and he was a running back there. You know, I was kind of backed up at running back at one time, and so he's been at linebacker, learning that position. Has done a good job at linebacker for us, and but you know what? It's his time, and boy, we've prepped him this week and kind of crammed. Kind of had a cramming session there, study session, and well, I feel good about Julius. If he runs the ball, I know he's going to run hard. He's 6 foot, 245. I wouldn't want to tackle him.
You know, he was accountable for a number of our touchdowns early in the season when you were rotating him in and out with Shamlin. So you know, he can get the job done, and has already proved that this year.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And this week, what he's done a great job of is pass blocking, which is why I like to have that big guy back there to help pass block. So he's done a good job of that this week. So you know, we again, expectations are high. If we plug somebody in there, we expect you to perform, and I expect he'll do fine.
All right, we will talk about our keys to victory, brought to you by Brazel Financial Services when we come back. You're watching Inside Panther Football with Coach Scott Neathery right here on Saline247.com. Nobody likes to think about the end, but it's important that everyone has a plan. The law offices of Paul D. White specialize in making sure that a concrete plan is in place after the passing of a loved one. The law offices of Paul D. White, specializing in wills and estate planning, and they'll work with you to lessen the burden in preparing for that sorrowful time. The law offices of Paul D. White on Royal Lane in Bryant. Visit them on the web at pauldwhitepa.com. Tony Brazel and Brazel Financial Services, sponsor of our Keys to Victory. If you need the keys to victory for your retirement account or your future investment plans, call Tony Brazel and let him map out a plan for you today on West South Street in downtown Benton. And, Coach, if we have to narrow it down to just a few things, you've been over some of the highlights of what we've got to do to get Texarkana beat, but let's rehash it real quick, just a couple of line items.
Well, we need to eliminate mistakes. When you're playing good teams, you need to make sure that you're not making mistakes. That's offensively, defensively, and special teams. Last week we got a special teams score with a punt return. Man, that'd be nice to have another one of those. So we're definitely going to press the special teams this week. we always want to start fast, offense, defense, special teams. It's always good to get a quick score or a quick stop or something like that, just kind of get our nerves down and get us going a little bit, so it's not a dogfight all the way to the end. And then we need to make sure that we contain their speed defensively, contain their speed on offense with our defense. We're going to continue to do what we've been doing. We're going to be aggressive on defense, try to stop them before they get started. But if we miss one tackle, they can always take it to the house, and that's a scary thing. Or if they catch the ball in open space in the secondary, that's scary for us, that's for sure. So if we can keep them bottled up. So I think that's probably the keys of what we need to take care of.
Isn't it nice to look out the window and see beautiful blue skies with no hint of rain or lightning?
Well, right, yeah, you're exactly right. And the rain, as long as it's not just downpour, the rain doesn't really affect us too much. What affects us is wind. The last couple of days in practice has been terrible for us because it's been blowing 10, 15 miles an hour across that field, and it's really hurt our passing game, to be honest with you. But I don't think the wind's supposed to blow that bad, and so I think we'll be fine. I'm looking forward to great football weather, good, nice fall night.
We'll get the Thomas Insurance pregame show started at 6:40 as kickoff is at 7 o'clock at the Palace on the Parkway, and hard to believe that we're 1 week away from senior night.
Yeah, and we're ready for it. Not 1 week, we got 2 weeks.
Oh, 2 weeks. We go to Lake Hamilton next week, and then El Dorado on Halloween. I'm getting ahead of myself already.
Yeah, senior night will be in 2 weeks, and yeah, I'm gonna tell you, you practice all year long, and then all of a sudden it's just bam, bam, bam. It's ball games, and before you look up, it's closing in at the end of the season. But we can't look ahead because we've got a month of tough ball games, and we want to come out of this thing with a great season and with a season that we can all be proud of.
Sure goes a lot faster when you're winning, doesn't it?
Yes, it does, and it's exciting around here, but we got to take one game at a time. And boy, I'm really proud of our kids and the way they step up each week, and hopefully we can continue that.
All right, we will see you for kickoff. It's Benton takes on Texarkana right here at the Palace on the Parkway. For Scott Neathery, I'm Grant Merrill. Thanks for watching Inside Panther Football, presented by Everett Buick GMC and the Saline County Boys and Girls Club. Thank you.